Hermanas, I want to thank you for sharing in the chat a little bit of what's going on with you, of your process, for also trusting and being vulnerable to step into the circle and share with the other sisters. For me, it's a confirmation of the obsidian medicine that is flowing through us. I see it flowing through us in this toroidal field, connecting to the center of the earth, passing through our body, connecting to the cosmos, then connecting to all our relationships that we cultivate on earth. And at the same time as this movement is being created, we are also reflecting our own personal relationship to life and how we relate to ourselves. So the obsidian medicine, the obsidian egg, as we spoke about in our first class, it's got this sacred geometry of an egg. The egg being a representation of creation, of life. If we look at an egg, at least it reminds me of a chicken egg or a bird egg. And this is where a bird is going to be born, a new life, a new creation. We also, as humans, we come from an egg when our mother and father came together in sacred unity. The father's sperm, the mother's egg, and the egg was fertilized. Our organs started to be created, our brain, our heart, our body parts, our body, our beautiful vehicle. So it's creation of new life. But at the same time that there is creation, there is also the blackness of the egg, or what I would call the void. This void that reminds us of an emptiness, reminds us of also, it reminds me of when I go outside at night and I look at a starry sky, look at the stars at night, and I connect to the expansion of the universe. I connect to the vastness of creation. And at the same time, I go and observe myself and I realize how small I am in this enormous universe. So it's got these complementary energies in it. At the same time as it's got life, it also has death. And another thing I wanted to just remind us of, when I spoke about the molecules of the obsidian egg, how they're organized, they don't look organized. They're in this like chaos. If we looked at the quartz crystal molecules, how they're all in these perfect little hexagons in this beautiful pattern. So this chaos, it asks us of this, for us to choose what we want in this creation, for us to be responsible and program and direct the energy in the direction that we want it to go. So this is why it's so important for us to always put in our intention to the egg every time we're going to introduce it and make use of it. And again, we can do this either just mentalizing it, holding the egg with us. We can blow our sacred breath onto it after we have mentalized what we want, what we desire from this connection, where we want to direct this energy. And this is one of the reasons also that some people feel scared, because to relate with the obsidian, some people feel a little fear to connect with the obsidian, because it really brings us to this space of being responsible, of saying, I am the creator of this reality. I am creating everything that's happening to me. And if I am the creator, I am responsible. And that's scary sometimes, because sometimes it's much more easier for us to blame others, for us to make others responsible of what's happening to us, and not take responsibility that we are creating this, even if some things are not very, very nice for us, or some things are not the way that we want them or we think we want them to be, and we have all these expectations. And so liberating ourselves of these expectations, it's again the medicine of the obsidian, liberating ourselves of these little knots that we create in our energy field, of blockages, which is really, I feel it as also resentment sometimes, the need to forgive, sometimes even in first place forgive ourselves for sometimes acting that way, because it really always comes back to us. And I had shared with you guys that at the beginning of this journey, it wasn't a coincidence. It really happened because it's all connected. I lost my cell phone. I didn't lose it. It died. I lost it like it went to another world. It died. And when I went to the technician, I was really praying that it was going to work and I was going to get it fixed. And I got really worried the first day because it didn't turn on anymore. It turned off and it didn't turn on. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? We have the journey beginning in a couple days and I have all the information there. What am I going to do? And so the technician told me that the phone had died because the memory was full. The memory, it had so many things that I had downloaded to it. I've been editing videos for our course. So I've been downloading videos and pictures and information. And it was so much, the memory, the space of the memory was so taken up that it crashed. And this is what happens to us. We are receiving so much information right now from the cosmos. I know that some of you might know the date of the 2012 that the Mayas mentioned to us. They speak about a prophecy that we are each time getting closer to Hunabku. Our whole galaxy is traveling, not only our Earth. And Hunabku is the central sun of the galaxy. It's not the sun that we see every day, it's another sun. And so this sun is bathing us, is showering us with plasma. And this plasma is full of information also. And we can see this reflected very beautifully in the internet. The internet is also a tool that we have which is only reflecting what's going on with us, which is a tool of information. We access this tool and we can access any information we want to. But with so much information, once in a while, we need to empty ourselves. Because if we're not making use of that information, then we really need that information to flow. We're in a moment of flow. And when we hold on to that information and either we don't share it or we just hold on to it because we think we're going to use it, but we don't use it, or we have expectations, we have ideas, or we have resentment, or we have it causes heaviness. We know the sensation of it because it's when we feel heavy. So the obsidian comes to remind us that, empty yourself. Empty that memory a little bit, make space, because really what's coming is what you're asking for. And it is way better than what you're holding on to. Make space for the new, because every new thing that comes, it comes better. We're always going in a spiral upwards, never backwards. We may pause sometime, and sometimes it may seem we go backwards, but it really not. We're always going forward, or upward, I would say. So making space for this new, and programming our egg with this sacred intention is also giving direction to that energy as we are cleansing. And as we are cleansing, it's like it's as if we're going through a surgery. So we're also very vulnerable. We're very open. And as we are going through this kind of surgery, cleansing ourselves, because the thing of my cell phone dying was just a representation of many things that I was actually letting go of. Days after that, I went through a process of realizing that I was having a lot of expectations on many people. And so when I realized that my expectations were the things that were weighing on me, because I had created those expectations, and if I could just let it go and receive the love that was there for me and that I had brought this lesson on to me, because we create these things also so that we can learn from them and so that we can experience from them and we can grow. So just the fact of these things existing in our lives so that we can go through the process of even letting go of them is the blessing that we have. So again, in this surgery that we're doing at this moment, as we're cleansing, as we're connecting to the obsidian energy, this reminder, because really it's a reminder that we are the egg. We are this vast universe. We are this emptiness. We are the creators of the light in the darkness, in the void. We are this energy. That's why the egg is so powerful. It really just reminds us of our own nature. And so during this kind of, surgery we're going through of letting go of these things, it's really important that we protect ourselves. And one of the tools that I recommend that we use is this tool that I asked you guys for to have when I sent the PDF. I asked that you bring a red cloth. This could be, if you don't have red, it doesn't matter, it can be another color, but if you have red, it would be preferably that it's red. This is what we call in Mexico a Nelpiloni. And this is a tool that we can use also for protecting ourselves during the journey. The Nelpiloni is it's not only digamos a clothing that the people use, the ancient cultures use to hold their pants or their dress. It actually has a sacred intention to it. And it symbolizes what we're doing here with the obsidian, unifying both hemispheres, bringing them together, because it's not this or that, it's this and that. It's having both things to create union. It's complementing each other. It's not rejecting or leaving something aside. It's actually putting together these both energies and creating new things with that. So the Nelpiloni is a Nahuatl word that means tying together. It's a symbolism of what we're doing here in the obsidian, and also when we use it the way I'm going to show you right now, that's going to represent for your brain symbolically a protection that you are putting in your energy field. So again, it can be another color if you don't have red. It can be just a red cloth, a red scarf if you want to use it. It doesn't matter the color. The thing is that you can tie it around your waist, and that also when you're doing it, you put your sacred intention into it. That's all that matters, okay? So it's not the objects. It's really what you're doing and how you're feeling with it. So I'm going to get up here. Again, this is a symbolism of unifying the energies, and we tie them together. And when we do that, and in the red color, that's why the red, it represents this protection, this vital force of the universe that is protecting us. And we put it around our waist, and this is the moment where we put our intention. Whatever you want to unify, whether it's your masculine and feminine side, whether it's your rational and spiritual thinking, whatever of these two contrast energies, maybe also the scarcity and the abundance, because in both of them, it's not excluding the scarcity, it's really welcoming it, because it has taught us how much we are abundant, or how much we need abundance. So it's unifying these two energies, and this is where we put that intention of what we want to unify, or if you just want to visualize it. And once we unify them and we tie the Nelpiloni, well, this one is actually tied like this. It goes around the waist. And it's right where our belly button is, because through the belly button is where all the strings of our relationships to everything is connected. It's like a spider web that's coming out through our belly button and connecting all our relationships. And this is where we protect ourselves, because it's where the energy flow is going. And we tie it, and as we tie it, again, we put that sacred intention of unifying the complementary energies. And so people in Mexico, at least that I know, they use this, again, not only to hold their pants up or their dress, but really it's a sacred tool of putting your intention into unifying the energies. And they usually use it when they're going to do temazcales, or when they're going to do any type of sacred rituals, or even just the day-to-day. You will see the shamans using this because it's protecting their energy. This is like you're closing your field, and you're giving yourself protection through the belly button. And again, more than anything, with your sacred intention. That's what matters. So if it's purple, if it's black, any other color that you choose, if the cloth, it doesn't matter what it's made of either. It's really just your sacred intention of protecting yourself. And if you want to, you can add like a crystal here during the day too. So you can brighten your belly button, and that can also help yourself protect the energies as they are flowing in and out. The Nelpiloni, you might also see people using it. It has another name, but they also use it in their forehead when they do temazcales, or you have seen the indigenous people use it, because that is also a protection energy for what's your thoughts. So they also use it in this part of your third eye, actually. So that is a Nelpiloni that you guys can use during the journey when you're sleeping. To just don't put it too tight. But during the day you could be wearing this, and you can wear it. I put it right here on top of my clothes, but I can put it under my shirt so nobody sees it, or you can put it upwards too, so people, there's no problem. But you can also put it under your clothes. Sometimes I recommend to put the obsidian egg here, maybe when you're sleeping, if it's easier. During the day, I don't know if it's a good idea, because at least it's happened to me that I put the obsidian egg here, and then when I bend down to get something, it might fall out, and we don't want that to happen. But maybe a smaller crystal you can put there. So again, the Nelpiloni for protection, to protect us during this time that we are going in a type of surgery, in a type of journey to our internal universe. Another thing I also want to mention is to don't forget to be drinking a lot of water, a lot. I believe that the normal is for us to drink 3 liters of water per day. So do the best to drink a lot of water, because as we are cleansing, the water is helping that energy flow and purifying any excess toxins that we are liberating, not only through the fluids of our body, of our vagina, but also energetically. So please remember, drink a lot of water. Our uterus is very connected to our throat. So you might also feel some changes happening in your throat, and that is also normal, because the sexual energy that we are working, the sexual energy that we are transforming, that we are connecting to, that we are bringing consciousness to, is also connected to the throat, because they are both energies of creation. Our sexual energy isn't only for physical sex, which is also a beautiful energy of creation. It's for also creating the relationship with somebody else. It's also for creating babies. But the sexual energy is a creator of life, of projects. This excitement, this orgastic energy we require to have for life, to be happy and enjoy and excited to be alive. Are you happy with your creations? Do you do what you do every day with excitement? Do you cook with excitement? Do you get up with excitement? That's the sexual energy. That's the creator of also the creator of universe. And our voice is there's this Argentina teacher that my wife studies. He teaches about the 11 steps of magic, and he says that our words are our magic wand. So the words, which before were thoughts, are vibration, but our words, when they come out, they are also creating a reality. So one is very connected to the other. And if you are feeling some changes on your throat, the water is really going to help to cleanse anything that we need to cleanse. And we'll talk more about that on our next video call that we're going to have. One last thing, I'm sitting here on a ball. Let me see if I can put the camera a little further so you can see. Wait, hold on. I'm sitting here on a ball. Okay, this is really good. If you guys have a ball at home, I'd recommend that you use it to sit on not only during the journey, but always, instead of a chair, you know. And sitting on this ball, I just want to also pass you guys a little bit of, as you're watching the video, to take a moment to bring some consciousness, some attention, some presence to the vaginal rings. I had explained to you guys that the vaginal rings, which are inside the vaginal canal, they are these like little wrinkle parts that we have in the vaginal canal, and they call these vaginal rings. Really, it's not that they move or anything. What moves them are those muscles that I showed you guys in the picture and that are also in the manual. These different muscles that are in our pelvic floor, And these muscles are the ones that move those rings because they are in different places. So if we breathe and we bring consciousness to these vaginal rings, they actually have like, I wouldn't say layers, but think about the vaginal ring number 1, which is closest to your opening, to your vaginal opening, to the entrance of your vaginal. Then the vaginal ring number 2, which is kind of in the middle. And then the third one, which is more close to your uterus or to your cervix. It's the one on top. So we can separate this in 3 sections and then just bring consciousness to the vaginal rings and move them so that we're also working these muscles. And again, connecting the muscles through the rings, visualizing the rings. So I invite us right now, if you're watching the video, to sit down. If you have a ball, then wonderful. If you don't have a ball, then sit on a chair. But sit down straight with your back straight. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. When we're working the vaginal rings and the pelvic floor muscle, it's really important that you don't hold your breath. There should always be relaxation and breathing in and breathing out, but not holding your breath, because holding the breath means you're tightening, and we don't want to do that. We do want to press and pulse, but we don't want to tighten anything because that causes stress, and we don't want to stress. We want to relax. So breathing in, breathing out. And as you're breathing in, pulse the first ring. Now the second ring and the third ring, and relax. Breathing out. And again, let's do it together. Pulsing. Bring your consciousness, take consciousness to that space. That's all you need. If you bring your mind to that part of your body, you'll see that you can concentrate in that specific point of your body. So breathing in, first ring, breathing in, second ring, keep breathing in. I'm talking, but you keep breathing in. Third ring, pulsing, holding, and releasing. And again, first ring, second ring, pulsing, third ring, pulsing, and releasing. You will feel the vagina starting to move and vibrate and some tickling. That's what I feel. And again, you can do this with the egg at night. We're just practicing right now, but you can do this with the egg at night. Or you could do it in the morning when you expulse the egg, and you will see that through those pulsing, the egg by itself will start coming out. The thing is that we bring consciousness to these points of our body, these points in our vaginal canal, because they are the pelvic floor muscles are muscles, and if we don't use them, then they like don't have a how could I say, it's like a tool that's not being used. It's like any muscle that we don't use, and it can turn sterile, and that in the future can cause us, well, in some cases, the lose of creativity. In other cases, as we get older, maybe incontinence. So many things, but and even just the physical symptoms, it's the energetic things too, because it's our sexual energy. If we're not moving that energy, we have the power and the choice to move it. And if we're not moving it, then it's sterile, right? So again, let's do it once more. Sitting and breathing in, pulsing the first ring, second ring, third ring, and releasing. Again, first ring, second ring, third ring, and releasing. And again, you guys can do this every time before you put the egg, with the egg inside if you want to, so you can feel the egg going each time deeper in. Or in the morning when you guys wake up, do this in the bathroom also. Don't forget to stretch. I passed you guys 4 stretches there, the yogi pose, the baby pose, some stretches that you can use that are specifically for the pelvic floor. And again, remember always to relax. It shouldn't be painful. This shouldn't hurt. This is all about activating energy, making the energy alive, but it should not be painful or hurtful. If it's hurting or it's painful, please let me know so we can talk privately, or let me know in the group also to see what else we can do. So with that, sisters, I just want to let you all know that our next call will be on Saturday, the 28th of September, the same time that we did this last call. So that, but on Saturday, I believe that there are some sisters that can participate at that time. So until then, keep practicing the vaginal rings. Keep doing also the meditation if you want to. That meditation I sent for the connecting to the center of the earth. I'm going to be sending some other meditations or exercises for the vaginal rings too. Just give me some time to create them, especially for you guys, for this group. And I'll see you guys live in the video call in our video class for Saturday the 28th. Kisses and besitos. Love you all. Any questions, anything, please write in the chat.